Sugar, how you get so fly?
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is your tech friend, Nick, and you may have stumbled upon this headset, the HD598Cs, in your recent search for a new headset. They've been pretty popular mainly because of their line of the open back version, but the C's on this guy is actually the closed back version, which is slightly different. You're gonna have a slightly different sound. The HD598s are actually mostly known for their open back version, which are obviously different than these because these are the closed back version. So you may be asking, what's the difference? Are they the same? Do they live up to the hype of the older 598 version open back? What's the deal with that? Well, today we're going to see if that hype is real, and we're going to be breaking down a comprehensive review of the HD598Cs, which is the closed back version. So sit back, relax, and let's get right to it. Jumping right into it, what you get in the box is pretty standard for most headset these days. You get, your standard cables. But with this one, it actually came with two cables, which is kind of like a studio version and then like a 3.5 millimeter version, mainly for your phone. It has all the controls like volume up and down, and you can actually switch a song, which is pretty cool. But I do have one gripe with the 3.5 millimeter cable, which is probably what most of you guys will actually be using, is that it's so short. Like if you look behind me, I have my computer pretty close to me, and when I was using the standard 3.5 jack cable, it just wasn't far enough for me. Oftentimes I had to kind of go over near my computer, and it just wasn't really working out for me. So instead I bought like a 3.5 millimeter extender jack, and that seemed to work out really good. That was about 3 feet long and it worked perfectly. However, with the studio cable, it's actually really good, and in my opinion, it is the best length that you can ask for in a cable. It's about 3 to 4 feet and has a really nice premium feel. Even though it's just a regular rubber cable, I would have liked to have seen some kind of like braided cable, because that seems to be the new standard lately. And I know not all headphones usually come with that, but it's just like a personal preference with me. I really like that braided cable feel. If you do end up losing the cables though, you actually have to buy another cable that is made for the headset because it is proprietary. It has a special connection on the end which hooks into the headset that makes it so you have to buy a certain type of cable, unfortunately. But at the same time, it does help it lock in place. One huge thing that people love about the HD598s is just how dang comfortable they are. I mean, when they sit on your head, they're nice and symmetrical on your head, and they're really comfortable. As far as how comfortable and the build quality of them, I give them an A+. They're really super comfortable. They have a really nice plush material on the upper headrest part, and the materials on the actual cuffs themselves are really nice. They have a really comfortable plush velvety feeling to them, and they have like a memory foam type insert on the inside, so it's going to shape to your head really nicely. As usual, you get your standard adjustable up and down on the cuffs, which is really nice, and also another feature you have is also that they rotate slightly. Now, they're not fully rotatable 90 degrees, but they do have maybe 10 to 13 degree rotation. One thing I did notice while using this headset the past few weeks is just how dirty they get. Because of the material, the velvety material, they really tend to pick up dust really well. And although it may not be a big deal to some of you, it kind of bugged me every time I set down my headset. I have to dust it off just to get all the dust off of it, which isn't really that big of a deal. It doesn't really affect the comfort or the sound quality, but it's just something to note. Now, as far as build quality goes, they're actually really nice. They got a nice weight to them, which may bother some if you're listening to music for a long time, but it does make them feel much more premium. Now, they're just made out of plastic. They're not made out of anything special like aluminum or something, which I don't really feel like most headsets do anyways, but they are pretty nice. They have some nice heft to them, and you don't really have to worry about the build quality. One thing I noticed while using this headset for long periods of time is that they tend to slip down your face a little bit. Now, this may just be because I have an oddly shaped head for this headset, but I would constantly have to adjust them, which got annoying after a while. One thing to note is that if you have glasses, you're going to have a lot of trouble wearing this headset. I've noticed that with acrylic sides on your glasses, they rub against the velvety cuffs, and it makes a really annoying squeaking sound. So oftentimes when I have my glasses on, I just switch to another pair of headset because these just don't work. It's just way too annoying. But overall, the HG598Cs definitely live up to the hype as far as comfort goes. Really, there's not going to be any issues with the average consumer, really. Just a few gripes if you wear glasses. That's about it, and they did slide down my face sometimes. But overall, I'd definitely give it an A+. Now, the most important part is how they sound, right? So basically, to start off, these things are the closed back version, so they're not going to be as crisp of a sound as an open back version. I know when I switch between my open back and these guys, there's definitely a significant sound increase with the open back, so these definitely aren't the best sounding. The biggest thing you'll notice when switching from open back to these guys is that basically the sound is muddier, if that makes any sense. It's kind of hard to explain, really, but it's kind of just like a muddier sound. The highs and lows tend to blend in with each other, but overall you're not going to really notice it that much. If you really like listening to bassy songs, these guys are really good. They have a really nice low end and it's really crisp as well. And since they're closed back, the bass kind of resonates a little bit inside the cuff, so it makes a really nice boom sound and you really get to feel it. That is one thing I really loved about using these headphones. One benefit of using closed back headphones is that you get to reduce the outside noise. So if you're like me, your computer's on your desk and you're constantly hearing that buzzing sound coming from your computer. It's really annoying. So when I pop these bad boys on, that virtually goes away. Now these aren't noise canceling by any means, but they're more of noise muffling, if that makes any sense. So basically you're gonna reduce the outside noise quite a bit, but it's not gonna be completely silent like you would with Bose QC35s. Overall though, this headset's really good as far as sound quality goes. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it definitely, for the money, it's pretty good. If you're looking for the best quality sound that you can get, I would stray away from these and head towards something that would be open back though, because you get much better sound out of open back headphones. At the current price, about $130 on Amazon, I don't really recommend buying these actually. Although they sound really good, I feel like you can get a better pair for around $130. I personally picked these up used on Amazon for around 80 bucks, and I'm extremely happy with that purchase. I feel like between $80 to $100, that's like the perfect spot, but I highly recommend buying them used if you don't mind buying used. It really saves you a lot of money, and I practically got these new. But overall, these headphones are pretty good. I really do prefer the sound quality of open back a lot more. If you're using these by a computer that has an annoying buzzing sound, it's definitely going to help reduce that. That's where these headphones shine a lot. But anyways guys, that's been the review. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button, it really helps me out. And make sure to like the video too. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comments section below and I'll be sure to answer them. So yeah guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.